start the show. Hello, yes, Saturday night. Welcome to the Jonathan Ross Show. We're coming to you from London, of course, is where we record it. And if any Americans are watching and don't know where London is, this week, CNN provided a helpful map. This is what they put on their thing to show everyone where... show everyone in America where we are. Right in the centre of Norwich. I hope, like me, you're getting excited about the Olympics. Are you getting in the Olympic mood, ladies and gentlemen? If you have been lucky enough to get a ticket for any of the events, bear in mind that this week Olympic bosses released a list of items that spectators are banned from taking into the stadium. And these are large umbrellas, flags, flasks, fireworks, skateboards, roller skates, any type of skates, bicycles, coins, lighters, suitcases, refrigerators, horns, large photographic equipment including tripods, balls, animals, bats, whistles, drums, food, lasers, frisbees, advertising or promotional equipment of any kind, liquids, glass bottles and booze. But have a great time when you're in there. That's a killjoy right there, isn't it? That's the actual list, by the way. We didn't make that up. So that means I don't think this fella will get in, OK? But this is the look we're recommending to make sure you get your seat. So there you go. So, fine figure of a young man. You don't want to know where he's keeping his tickets. In fashion news, this is genuinely the latest look taking the animal world by storm. Once again, we haven't mocked this up. This is a genuine photograph. Look at that. Right? Cock-a-doodle-don't. That is called a cicchini, OK? It is. Seriously, it's a cicchini that they put on the poor little chickens who've lost their feathers. They lose their feathers sometimes. Keep them warm in the winter. They put on a cicchini. Not making it up. However, I'm worried that the roosters will feel left out, so I have created a brand new thing for them, the chong. The chong. So that... I like the chong. That'll keep his nuggets warm. OK, I saw this, before we get started with the show, I just want you to see this. I saw this on the internet this week. Give it some time, you'll see this is a great clip. You're probably wondering what's going on there, why he's trying to see something and then he's looking away and he's going back for more. Well, if you play it to the end, you'll see what the cat was so scared of. I promise you that's the last time we'll ever show you that. Let's have a look who's on the show tonight. It's a great lineup. You know kind of who's on already, don't you? I think you know who's on the show. My first guest is a brilliant young Scottish comedian. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the fabulous Kevin Bridges. There he is. OK, Kevin. Kevin, I believe, is this true? You just moved out from your parents? You just bought a house in Glasgow? Yes, I did. It's the second one you looked at, isn't it? Because I believe the first one, the survey revealed there was a moose loose about the hoose. Yes. See, it's jokes like that, which is why some Scots want independence, isn't it? Mr. Kevin Bridges, ladies and gentlemen, he's here on the show this evening. My next guest is multi-award-winning pop star, the fabulously talented Jessie J. Check her out, there she is. J to the E to the S-S-E-J. That's what I'm talking about. All the greatest pop stars use just an initial these days. You've got Plan B, Jay-Z, Ice-T, and there's always one that is the exception to the rule, H from Steps. Jessie will not only be chatting this evening, she will also be performing too live at the end of the show, singing live in the studio. Jessie J, ladies and gentlemen. We have another guest for you. One woman faints. Pass the salts, because my next guest needs no introduction. He is... Don't gasp like that. How do you think the rest of us men feel when you go like that? Our next guest is... Don't do it again! It's like his bloody pantomime. I'm not going to bring out Captain Hook. David Beckham. keep going, we won't get him out of here. We won't have time. Yes, you've got a couple of fans in. Don't you agree with me, ladies and gentlemen? Don't you all think that David should actually be Sir David Beckham? Do you not agree with that? You should be. And I think there's one going this week. They've got a spare one.
I heard that.
Isn't it great to have David home in the UK, ladies and gentlemen? You know what? Let's lock the doors and keep him. We'll send the Hoff back instead. David Beckham, ladies and gentlemen, there he is. He's on the show tonight. OK. Before we get to that, and I know you're keen to get on the show, we've been spent some special chocolate in this week, and it's chocolate you can mould into things. So you kind of play with your food, despite what you've been told, and you can make it into shapes. And they've made some models of people on the show to show you, and we thought you might like to see them. So we've got... Here's me. They've made this one of me out of chocolate. OK. Wibble wobble. So that's me there. And then you've got a chocolate Kevin. They've done us a chocolate Kevin here, which is here. Right, and for authenticity, they've deep-fried him. We've got Jessie J. Here's Jessie J. There's a chocolate Jessie J. And you can tell it's her, because if you pull, the leg comes right off. Well, it's not a real leg. And we've got the best bit, of course, for us. We've saved you a chocolate David Beckham. That's right, ladies, a chocolate David Beckham. OK? That's right, David. Made out of chocolate. Look at that. All the tats on there. And they also sent us a couple of these. I don't know where these go, but a couple of these... I would say what they are, but the phrase "forever wash" is impossible for me to pronounce. I've got Kevin Bridges all over my fingers. It's not a good feeling. Let's get him out of there. He's one of the funniest stand-ups touring today, one of the best comics in the country, the magnificent Kevin Bridges. Chocolatey stuff, it's a real version of you. Young Kevin, grab a seat. Have you ever eaten any kind of a sweetie cooked in batter? That's the kind of myth about Scotland? They don't really do that?
Just, I was wondering how long it would take. What was that? 10 seconds?
I did, when I was in Edinburgh, I did have a pie in a fish and chip shop that was wrapped in batter and deep-fried. It was delicious.
It's good, it's nice. I think anyone's ever doubted that it tastes good. I think it's just the fact that shortens your life expectancy quite dramatically.
Yeah. Did you chat with David backstage, or is the fact that you are from Scotland, is there any rivalry because you're a football fan, I believe?
No, he's caused some of the best moments in Scottish football history. The penalty miss in Euro 2004. We had a street party that night.
Kevin!
We're actually talking about cats. I just found that he doesn't like cats.
He doesn't
same
like...
as myself, so there we go, with something in common.
What do you not like about cats, you two?
Just their attitude.
David, the same thing with you? You don't like... You think they're snooty?
Not really, I'm a dog man.
OK.
I'm the same.
That sounded terrible.
Yeah. Jessie, how do you feel about them?
I like turtles.
Don't make it more complicated than it is already. You've moved out, I'm right, you've moved out from home?
Yep, since
so
the last time.
how old are you, Kevin, that you made this momentous leap?
Well, I was 24 when I moved. I'm 25 now. I moved in the
so
summer.
24, that's the kind of good these days. You know, people stay with their parents as possible. They get a bit of money put by there. How's it been? How's it been moving out? How you find it? Are you living on your own or with a flatmate?
No, I live on my own. And it's all right. I don't cook, though. So I had to rely on sort of phoning home deliveries, phoning takeaways. But obviously that's quite unhealthy. So what I done was I bought a treadmill. So I stand on the treadmill and phone a Chinese and then run until it comes.
So you burn up the calories before it comes?
Before it comes. It's all right at the midweek, it's quite good. It only takes about 20 minutes. I'll stick a wee incline on. At the weekend, you're talking about a 50-minute sprint, so... I live in the nice bit of Glasgow. It can be found. I was a bit shocked as well.
Yeah.
I was getting pictures where there's a car with a valid tax disc. I'm getting pictures.
Are they posh neighbours then, if it's a nice part of Glasgow? Is it a posh part of town? Because I remember going to Edinburgh and there was a kind of very posh part of Edinburgh.
Aye.
Real kind of old school, posh kind of people. And that's kind of posher than Glasgow anyway, isn't it, Edinburgh?
That's the old stereo. Edinburgh's got it's got its rough bits as well. They just try and hide it.
Yeah. They're outside, aren't they, a little bit?
A few street jugglers and some pantomimes to try and cover up for that sort of stuff. And
I went to a place called, I think it was called Pennywell or something once.
sounds pretty nice.
There was a pub with no windows.
A pub with no windows?
Yeah.
You sure it wasn't the beer garden you were sitting in?
I actually saw... It was inside. Do you find, but do people, because you've got the Glasgow accent, do people think that you're a bit tasty? Do you get unwanted attention?
I think I may be terrified. Bex in the green room now probably associates my accent with Alex Ferguson, so he's probably sitting...
You know what? Why don't we see if you can give him the hairdryer treatment back there?
No, his hair's looking great, isn't it?
Do you miss that? Do you miss having Alex talk gently to you when you've made a slight mishap in one of the...
I mean, I miss everything about Sir Alex. Everything.
That's the most diplomatic answer anyone's ever given about Alex Ferguson. So you're going on a big tour, aren't you? You've got a big tour coming up.
Yes. My first tour was just a collection of stuff that I'd done through my whole...
For years?
Years, so this is the second.
You used to talk quite a lot about your family and growing up and kids at school and that kind of stuff, and presumably you can't now so much, especially if you're not living at home. So do you have to find, or can you still draw on them for...
Well, my tour's called The Story Continues, so it's a sort of... I'll be talking about moving into my new pad and all that sort of stuff. And
so you've got all material based on what's going on there?
Aye, no, I just... Not everything's about sort of... It's not always biographical, stuff, whatever happens in the world.
Yeah. Let's talk about your TV show. Kevin Ridges Watch the Story.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a brilliant idea for a show. I'm surprised no one's done it before. Could you explain the premise?
Just based on the routine, we'll show a bit of the routine, then it'll sort of me going behind the jokes.
So you look at the material that you did on stage, and the tour was a fabulous success. You look at that, and then you say, OK, where did that story actually come from, if it was based in truth?
Pretty much.
And you go back and meet... So you go and speak to the people who you were inspired by?
Yep, my mum and dad are on the show. They're on the first episode.
Because you gave your dad quite a hard time, didn't you?
Aye, we've done a bit about catching him watching porn. So...
And what did you...
So you got to confront me about that on the show.
And what did you call him? What did you refer to him as on stage?
I think it was an arsehole, was it?
No, I think it's a dirty old...
Oh, a dirty bastard. Oh, that's right. And an arsehole, I think.
Yeah, well, you've called him an arsehole now as well. That's lovely for your father. And did your dad mind being called it?
No, because if it's people where he lives in Clydebank, there's people in the street who recognise him as my dad, and they're always shouting, "You dirty bastard, Dad." And he's saying he hates it because it's like 13, 14-year-olds shouting "dirty bastard," Andy. And there's people looking at the guy going, I wonder who that is.
So what's the story with this... Because I'm going to show a clip in a moment. I thought, why are you here? You go over to visit a bunch of American teenagers.
That's right. I've done a routine about American house parties that you see on movies.
Yeah.
And then compared to the parties I had grown up, how they were kind of different. And we've been over to America. I just used a name. I said the name Chad Hogan.
So that was a name as a kind of generic American...
A generic American, let's go to Chad Hogan's. And then turns out this guy called Chad Hogan got bombarded on Facebook. And he sent me an email saying, thanks to you, I've got like 10,000 friends on Facebook, and next thing you want to come and party, give me a shout. So obviously this idea for the show came up.
So Chad Hogan... But you didn't know of a Chad Hogan, you just made up
American.
the name. And so what kind of things did you say about your parties and Chad's, this imaginary Chad's parties?
Just that he had a band booked and red cups, and there's 35-year-old guys going, yeah, I guess you've just got the third base, man, yeah. Whereas our parties are just like 6 guys playing the PlayStation and fighting with each other.
So you went out to meet him?
Went over to meet him and he threw us a party.
OK, well, let's have a look. This is Kevin meeting Chad Hogan, who previously you thought you'd made up.
I thought it was a fictional beast.
But the real Chad Hogan was kind enough to invite you to a party. Here we go.
Chad had saved the best for last. Definitely something I have never seen at any party I've been to. A hot tub.
Sorry, big guy. You came to the right man. Chad Hogan's party.
See, in Scotland, that'd be used as a toilet by about midnight, man. Chad's party, as predicted, is as far removed from my experiences of an empty as it's possible to be, despite there being one reminder of Scotland.
The Proclaimers. But were they playing that just for you, or they always played that, or?
I don't know, I think somebody requested it on the night, and they managed to... The guy printed off the lyrics, and he was just standing holding an A4 bit of paper and reading it, and he got the tune. What you don't see there is it was a booze-free party.
Yeah, so there was no alcohol.
No alcohol. It was in Logan, Utah, which is a big Mormon sort of town, and there was zero alcohol.
So...
And then he gave me a big tour of his house, and under his mattress, Chad, he's got an AK-47 and a pump-action shotgun.
Wow.
But he refuses to drink alcohol for religious reasons. I think he's misinterpreted the Bible, right?
Yeah.
Even Jesus liked to drink, but he never packed heat. So...
that starts next Wednesday. What channel is it on?
BBC One.
BBC One. It's not a great channel, but it's a great show. It used to be great, but they've gone downhill, don't you?
I was going to say.
It's gone downhill.
Better couches as well, wouldn't you?
Yeah. More comfortable. Kevin, it's great to see you. I'm pleased you're doing so well. When does the tour kick off?
The tour starts in September.
Congratulations on the forthcoming tour, congratulations on the show, and congratulations on getting your own place.
Thank you. That's a lot of... Whoa, I'm actually doing all right.
Congratulations on your shoes.
Cheers.
My
pants?
Well, on the subject of pants, if we persuade David to show us his later on, I'm going to see whether you and Jesse want to join in and show us yours.
I've actually went commando for the evening. I went to try and buy a pair of his pants and they were sold out, so I've just got a pair of I Love London
Were they
pants.
sold out already?
Sold out, gone. And I was trying to get a shitload of Galaxy stuff to get signed, to take back up to Scotland and make a fortune. Just tell him it's for charity and all that, get the road.
It's like a pension plan. Well, I hope you get some. It's great to have you here, ladies and gentlemen. A very funny man, Mr. Kevin Bridges. Sit there, relax. You don't have to rush. Thank you, Kevin. Join us after the break. I will be chatting to Jessie J, and coming after that, David Beckham. Don't go away. Welcome back. Welcome back to the show. Let's get straight amongst it, get my next guest out. She has been dominating the charts since she first exploded onto the scene this time last year. I can't wait to see her perform at the end of the show. Before she comes out, though, let's see her performing her first big hit. Great video as well for this, Price Tag.
It's not about the money, money, money. We don't need your money, money, money. We just want to make the world dance. Forget about the price tag. Ain't about the cha-ching, cha-ching. Ain't about the ba-bling, ba-bling. Wanna make the world dance. Forget about the price tag.
Please welcome the phenomenal Jessie J. You don't want to go to bed now. Jessie J, doesn't Jessie look phenomenal? I'm loving the shoes there. There's kind of a small hairy animal attached to each one of those.
Yeah, it's the first time I've worn heels in like 6 months.
Well, of course, because you had the broken leg. Was it a broken leg, broken ankle? What was it?
It was a broken ankle. Yeah, I broke 3 bones on my joint.
Whoa. There we have a because you went on stage.
There I am, looking cool.
How did you break them? What happened? It must have been pretty
I was
bad.
on a platform about this high, in heels about this big.
Wow, performing, yeah?
No, I wasn't actually performing. I was filming something, and the platform started to move, and I wasn't very ready, and I fell off, and it was kind of like flowing like this, and my foot went the complete opposite way to my leg, and I went. I didn't try and be cool at all. I just cried really loud for about 3 hours.
Were they recording that first thing? Because you could have sampled that and put that on. Like, That's a hit.
But yeah, they told me that I'd sprained it, and I went to see a specialist, and he said, "You're going to need a bone transplant, a plate, 4 bolts."
We've got the X-ray. I haven't seen it yet.
There it is.
There it is. Look at that.
Oh.
Wow.
See, rappers get chains. I get metal in my foot, mate.
Yeah. A blinged up bone.
I showed that to my dad the other day, and he went, "Yeah, baby, I've lost weight."
Now, I should warn you because Jessie's going to sing for us live in the show. Last year, when the show here kicked off, we had the wonderful Adele here, who I know you know.
Yes.
And she also went to the same school as you, didn't she?
She did, yeah, we went to the Brit School together, yeah.
But she sang here, and she had a bit of a cold before she sang. You've got a bit of a cold. She sang, and that was the last time she performed, because then the voice got worse.
What are you trying to say, Johnny?
Well, I'm just worried. I want you to make sure you carry on singing afterwards, otherwise we're going to get a terrible reputation.
If I wake up tomorrow morning with no voice, I know where you work. No, you know, what happened to Adele is one of those things that is awful and...
It must be terrifying for performers,
oh, it's
because...
the worst feeling in the world to know that... I mean, I've got a cold at the moment and I get so frustrated that I can't sing and talk and...
Really cut loose.
It hurts, yeah, like, it's the most frustrating thing. It's everything you know, this is everything for me, and... So I can't imagine what she's gone through. I'm so happy for her success. She's had, like, #1s everywhere, like Dagenham...
Yeah. Well, you know,
America, anywhere you can have a #1, Adele is there, rolling in the deep.
But you've been #1 all over as well, haven't you?
Not as much as she has, but
what about the
trying.
do it like a lady, do it
Do
like
it like a lady?
with
Is
the
that a remix?
Mandem. Where that was a hit all over, wasn't it? That was a hit all over with the Mandem.
No, they love it. Yeah, they loved it.
I don't know what it means, but I like it. What's the Mandem?
Mandem is like the boys you roll with, like.
The Mandem.
It's a street term. It's like the Mandem.
Pussy.
I should have said that.
My Mandem, innit?
Yeah, I don't know what that accent is.
Blood. That street talk, get down with it.
Totally.
Get down with it.
I'm so down with it.
Yeah.
Look, them two are down with it. Look how serious they are. That's my Mandem.
David's too cool to be Mandem.
No, David's blatantly in the Mandem.
Are you a Mandem?
Apparently so.
It's not a Mandem.
How is the correct pronunciation of
How
Mandem?
many times have we said Mandem?
Mandem?
It's the man, them.
Oh, it's me man.
Man, them, but it's Mandem.
Very bad grammar.
Very complicated.
You know what I like about you? One of the many things I like about you, because I've been trying to get Jessie J on the show since my kids first played it to me. Because we thought, this is great, and the Mandem and everything, I thought, gotta get her on. And then you did the foot thing, and I thought, man, she really doesn't want to come on. But I love the fact that you're not about the ka-ching.
No.
Or the bubbling.
I don't know make the world dance.
It's all about the sussing. Because you do love...
What is his accent?
Well, this is street, isn't it?
Legs.
I know you want to encourage other people, don't you? I mean, you're open to other talent. You like seeing people doing well. That's why you're doing this show, The Voice, isn't it, I guess?
I was approached by The Voice, and obviously, for me, it was a bit scary. I'm 23. I'm only kind of 12 months into my career. I still feel like I'm queuing up for the ride. And being on the show has been amazing. Sitting next to Sir Tom Jones.
So this is a new kind of music talent show, and people sing and you don't see them, do you?
No, we basically sit facing this way. They come on in silence. They sing a song. And if we want to have them on our team, we have to press a button, the chair spins around.
So quick.
So...
And then you... so that's quite an interesting idea, so it's not based on appearance or the showbiz aspect of it.
It's
just the quality of the voice.
Weird.
Yeah. Well, don't say that when you see Sir Tom Jones.
No.
Is that what you said when you started working? We went, oh, that's weird. What's happened to you then, you
I
poor
love
soul?
Tom. I call him Tommy Ho. He's
Tom.
so sweet.
Were you a fan of his? Do you even know his work before you met him?
To be loved. That's what I did when I met him.
What is that even?
It was in my version.
Didn't sound anything like
No,
it.
it didn't, did it? It was really
It's not
out-tuned.
unusual to be loved by anyone. That's the Tom Jones. I love Tom Jones.
That sounded like him.
He does that one, doesn't he? Hey, congratulations. #1
Thank you.
with Domino. Fabulous success. Great song. Where were you when you heard it was #1?
I was in Thailand.
Yeah.
We're all in our pyjamas, like sitting by the pool, beautiful evening, all having a glass of wine. And I went on my Twitter and I just saw you're #1 on iTunes.
Wow.
So I freaked out, didn't know what to do, and I thought I'm going to jump in the pool. Jumped in the pool, realised I was a bit tipsy, panicked, couldn't swim.
Because the pyjamas were weighing you down, I guess.
And you know when everything just gets really heavy?
Yeah.
And I felt like I was back at school doing that exam, you know, you've got to get the brick and you're like trying to do treading water. And then we got out the pool and I was like, I'm #1, yeah. Put Domino on, like, disco lights in the pool.
Yeah.
I'm trying to build this up, so I hope it's funny. And then one of my best friends just looked at me and went, babe, Flow Rider's #1? And I was #1 on the pop iTunes chart, but not the official chart.
The whole chart.
So all of us are just standing there freezing cold, naked, like, should we just go to bed? So, yeah.
Perfectly told.
Thank you.
But it went to #1.
It did, yes. When I got back, I found out and it had gone #1, and I was just 10 weeks before official release, and my fans are unstoppable. I'm very, very lucky.
They love you, and they love you because they love your talent, and they love it, and you're a genuine person. I thought it was Florida. I didn't know it was Flow Rider. I think so. I thought Florida was #1. I was saying, what a good luck to Florida. Let's get some more states at the top of the chart, shall we? Let's go for Memphis next. I thought it was Florida. He's a rapper, isn't he?
Yeah, he is,
yes.
yeah.
He goes,
Florida.
it's gonna rain on them holes. Is that him?
It's the same character that does Bondem.
How lovely to have you here. Jessie is one of the best new talents, I think, in the music industry, but certainly, aren't you proud she's British, ladies and gentlemen? What a lovely young woman as well. Jessie J, ladies and gentlemen, she'll be singing at the end of the show. Join us after the break when I'll be joined by David Beckham. Don't go away. Welcome back. Shall I bring my next guest out? I don't know whether you're that excited. He is quite simply a global icon. It is, of course, Mr. David Beckham. Is that what it's like when you pop out for some milk?
No.
Not quite.
always.
Not quite.
Not always.
There is a lot of love for you here in the UK, you know that. And yet, in spite of that, you have made the ridiculous decision to live in a gigantic country full of idiots.
I mean, I made the decision purely, obviously down to, you know, the enjoyment of playing over there.
Yeah, you've got the career going on over there.
But my children have been happy for 5 years there. They're stable, they're loving life there. My eldest is 12 years old now, and he needs stability. So,
yeah.
we did it for that, but we also love living there.
Yeah, you know what, I'm joking, of course. I love going to
you
America,
are.
and I love Los Angeles in particular. What a fantastic place to be. But you're right, it's for the kids you've decided that, really.
Yeah, totally.
Isn't it? And they've all got their life there. I guess they're settled at school, and they've got... Do they do sports in particular? Do you have after-school activities? You have to run them around for?
I mean, they all do sports now, you know. They all play football, of course, which is amazing. And, you know, since I've had a daughter, I've got them all into martial arts. I've got Cruz...
in case the boys get beaten up by her, is that what it is?
I just want them to protect her when she's
at that
sweet. Age. So,
when she's at that age?
So Cruz...
Protect her when she's at that age?
just at that age when she needs protecting.
When boys start coming around, maybe,
so
yeah.
Cruz does taekwondo, Brooklyn does boxing, and Romeo does karate, so they'll all be ready.
You covered all of the context, but well, there's the 3 boys right there. Brooklyn's the oldest, is that right?
Brooklyn's the oldest.
Yeah, he's 12 now, is he?
Then he's 12, Cruz is 6, and Romeo is 9. Okay. But Cruz is the one that's going to really look after Harper.
Really? So he's the tough one at the moment?
Yeah, he's a tough one.
So he's your favourite? No one has any favourites.
Of course we don't.
At least we don't admit it. So your little baby girl, he's 7 months now?
7 months now.
Wow, look at her there. Beautiful.
I mean, she's... I can't look at her without even, like, welling up. It's, I mean, she's so... After having 3 boys, you just assume, you know, that you're going to have another boy.
Yeah, yeah.
But when we got told, you know, she was a little girl, it was amazing. I mean, amazing.
So now you don't have to have sex anymore, though, because you've got one of each. So Posh can take a month off.
We might have 1 more or 2 more, you never know.
Really? You're thinking about a bigger family?
We're not thinking about it yet, but if it happens, then great. You know, we're enjoying the 4 kids as it is.
Hang on. If you're not thinking about it, then you're either
well, it's always
being
thought.
Careful or you're not.
I mean, it's always the thought. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's always a thought, like I said.
Never far from your mind. Are the boys, do they show a big interest in football, in soccer as it's called out there, or are they, because of you kind of deliberately going off into other areas?
No, they actually love it. They love playing, you know. They kind of come to training with me all the time when they're off school, and, you know, they love everything about it, and, you know, they'd love to be football players when they're older.
So you've got, how long you signed? Another 2 years with
2
LA
years.
Galaxy?
2 years.
But you are, obviously, you know, you're in great shape, but you're kind of, by football terms, by professional terms, kind of getting a bit long in the tooth, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. I am.
What's the kind of... Do you have a game plan, an exit point when you've already thought I might quit?
I don't, because I still feel great. Like you said, you know, I still feel fit, I still feel healthy, and while I still feel like I do, I want to continue to play, you know. I don't want to finish playing yet. I love playing the game. If I didn't enjoy it as much as I, you know, did when I was 21 right now, I'd know it was time to stop. But, yeah, I'm 37 next birthday.
Wow. 30.
It's not that old.
No, it's not that old. But
I'm actually old enough to be Jessie's dad. You're old enough to be her granddad.
Hang on. True. It's true.
It is true.
Well, thanks for pointing that out. What's happening with the Olympics then? Because you've made it known that because some of you might know this, but football is an Olympic sport.
Yes.
Okay. So you've made it known that because we don't always take part though, do we, in the football Olympics?
I think this is the first time for a long time.
Is that because is England, Scotland, Wales, and Ireland? You know,
I don't know. You know, obviously, I've never been involved in the Olympics myself. I've always been a fan of it, but you know, never been involved. But obviously, it being in the East End of London, me being from the East End of London, and being British, of course, you know, it'd be an amazing moment if I was selected.
And so you are still waiting to hear because there's a certain number of young people team, but they're allowed a couple of wild cards, aren't they?
Overage players.
Overage players.
As we're talking about age.
Yeah. So you would be probably in that category.
I'd just make the overage mark.
Just about. So have you had a call yet?
Yeah, I had a call just to say, you know, I'd be selected at that point, you know, it's great. You
so
know,
you have been selected?
No, selected for, you know, the selection process.
Oh,
so
blimey, they're stringing that out,
I know.
It's like water torture.
I know, but...
So you're in the list of people who might get in the next list, who might then get a call from Stuart Pearce to say you might be able to come along and watch.
Yeah.
So when will you... But he must have tipped you the wink, David. He must have... Something in his voice must have given you a clue.
Not at all. You know, Stuart Pearce, you know, in his voice, nothing. You get nothing.
Well, when he called me and I said no, it was clear from the start of the conversation...
He gives nothing away, Pearcey.
Pearcey.
He'll be boss if I'm there.
I've never met Stuart Pearce, so I don't know what he speaks like. But I've heard he's a very nice guy.
He's a great guy.
So he just phoned you and he said...
He's an amazing guy.
Yeah.
Amazing.
But I would be amazed if he didn't get you on board, because if he doesn't, it's a kind of...
if I'm fit and healthy, then hopefully I'll be selected.
Well, OK, are you fit?
Yes.
Are you healthy?
Yes.
Stuart, what the f*** are you waiting for? Excuse me, let me say that again to you. Stuart, what the blooming hell are you waiting for? Call in. We're going to take a break, ladies and gentlemen, but don't worry, David Beckham will still be here talking when we come back, so don't go away. See you in a minute. Wow. Are you aware that you're quite attractive?
My mum tells me every now and again.
Does she still spit and wipe your face and tuck you in?
No.
No?
Not anymore.
I bet she tries to occasionally. If you had a smudge on your face, she would.
She has the boys to do that too now.
Oh, that's nice.
My boys, not just random.
not just her mandem.
No.
Has your mum got a mandem posse?
I don't want to know if she has.
No, don't. That sounded wrong as well, didn't it?
Really
OK,
wrong.
so, David. It must be lovely having the boys involved in sport, all active in sport like that. It must be, I would have thought... I know I'm sure you go out your way to make sure people are comfortable, but if there's a soccer match and they're playing, the other dad, seeing you come along by the side, that must be as intimidating as it is possible to be.
A little bit. I will tell you one funny story. I was watching the kids play the other day. Actually, it was it was the game just before they was playing, and I was watching, and it was still the same club. So it was the younger kids of Romeo, I think it was, and they're playing in the game, and there was a penalty given. You know, the kids are like 7 years old, and I was like, and he sent the kid off, and I was like, come on, you know, he's 7 years old, referee, you can't, you know, send him off. And he looked at me, he was like, yes, I can. I said, OK, well, you can't, he's 7 years old. And he came over and gave me a red card. And he told me to get out of the pot.
Have you learned nothing, Beckham?
He told me to get out of the pot.
No, he didn't for real?
For real. The gate was only like 20 yards away, so I went the other side of the gate, and then came back when my son's game was on. But you're right, the dads like seeing me there, and obviously I coach the kids as well at times.
So you coach the kids. So you, and I guess you're having been coached yourself as a child, you know what works. How do you motivate a kid to play well on a bad day?
I mean, you know, the motivation has to be there anyway, I think. You know, obviously there's so many distractions for kids these days, you know, the PlayStation, you know, which, nothing wrong with them, of course. But I think that, you know, the kids, if they've not got motivation at a young age, then installing it into them, you can do that, but I think it's difficult. But, you know, my boys, you know, they love... We was home at Christmas and, you know, they're obviously not used to freezing cold and, you know, they were out there literally every day until it was dark. So they love coming back to London. They love going for pie and mash. There
must be things like that you miss about being here, though. Are there those little things that you grew up?
I mean, it's the first place I go, you know. Every time I used to go around my grandparents' house, you know, my nan and granddad used to always have pie and mash, and it's just a great memory from when I was young, and I tried to instill that into the boys, you know. It's important for them to have great memories, and they know that as soon as we land at Heathrow, we're straight to the pie and mash shop.
Do they but they're still very English-speaking, aren't they? They still have British accents, your boys, don't they? Or are they getting slightly American now?
Not anymore, not anymore. They've got American accents now, but I think I've said it once before that I was reading a story to one of the boys the other day, and they was like, "Daddy, you're so English." And I was like, well, so are you boys, but, you know, they've lost their accents.
Hey, Daddy, get your ass over here. Please want to be a taekwondo. Is that an approximation of how it sounds?
Yeah, it's near enough.
Does Victoria miss singing? Does she miss being with the girls, miss being on stage, miss performing?
I mean, you know, she's friends with most of the girls.
Yeah. I think we can guess which one she isn't friends with.
She's got a great relationship with all of them. They went through such an amazing time together, the most successful girl band in the world.
Incredible story.
You know, I'm a fan of the Spice Girls. You know, they're amazing.
You were hoping they might perform again, were you, for the Olympics? Is that right?
I mean,
or do you hope it will be one of the sports?
I mean, there was a rumour. There's been rumours, but I think, you know, Victoria's so busy. She's got... Yeah. You know, she loved her time with the Spice Girls, and you know, she's a mum first off now, and then she's got such a successful
That's a huge
fashion
business,
line.
isn't it? That's a huge business.
So she's got a proper job.
Yeah.
So she's like literally every day, and she's got a new line that's coming out next. What did I say?
I don't know.
A proper job. I'm sorry.
I think that because you clearly haven't. That's why you're still. It's true, like you're running around chasing a ball like a kid. What's wrong with you, Gavin? Grow up, Dad.
But no, she's, you know, she's got such a successful business going on. But, you know, also they've got the Spice Girls show that's coming out.
Oh, yeah, there's going to be a musical, like Mamma Mia did for ABBA.
A musical, which is going to be incredible, which I can't wait for, because I love the Jersey Boys, I love Mamma Mia, you know, things like that. So the boys are going to...
So you love a musical? You love a musical?
Love a musical.
What's your favourite musical?
I love the Jersey Boys.
I haven't seen that. I love Frankie Valli.
We've seen it about 10 times now, because the boys love it. There's a few swearing words in it, but they're fine.
Do you swear?
No, never.
Do you sing?
Sometimes.
Well, you know what we need to hear now, David.
Absolutely no chance.
Dude, what's wrong with you? Dad, go on, sing for the nice guy. Who's going to be pretty mad with you? You don't sing for that guy in the big suit. Just like being at home, isn't it?
Just like being at home.
Come on, let's do a number together.
No, Jessie's here to do that. She's the one with the amazing voice. No way. No way.
What, and now?
Big girls. Jessie's like, oh my God.
We are the two worst singers in the building. You know that, don't you?
Yeah, I know.
OK. Look, we haven't got long to toes. Two things are, well, loads of things I want to talk about, but first of all, briefly, I want to say, you know one thing I know you go to see the Lakers. Is it the LA Lakers? Is that what they're called? And they're a basketball team?
Yes.
You're a big fan, aren't you?
Yeah, big fan.
OK, and when you go, obviously you're there because you love the sport. When you go, they have these gorgeous cheerleaders, don't they?
I know exactly.
Wah, wah, Rasputin and all out at the front. I know what, and obviously because you're globally famous, people are looking for pictures of you checking out the girls. And I've never seen a man with such steely determination. I've never seen someone who could find a flaw so interesting. Let's have a look at some pictures. You see this, look at that. I am not going to look at the girls. I am not going to look... Oh, hang on. No. But you must... I'm not looking. And look, the leg's right up. No interest.
My wife always finds the picture where I am looking.
The one or two... But seriously, you must be deliberately trying not to get caught looking.
I mean, the first few
accident.
times that I went, I wasn't obviously aware of so many cameras in there, and you know, you're looking around. You know, the Laker girls go out and they perform, and you know, you clap for them because they're working hard. They're doing an amazing job as well.
You're being polite.
But the funny thing, there was actually a picture of me once looking at one of the girls that was sat in front of me, and then the week after, exactly the same picture, but Brooklyn, my son, was looking at the girl.
Apple don't fall far from the tree,
right.
David. OK. Let's talk about your pants.
OK.
Because let's have a look. You've all seen this picture already? Have you seen this picture already? Let's have a look at that.
And it was cold that day.
Well, I know what make the pants are. What was the make of the sock you put down the front? That's what we all want to know.
Like I said, it was cold that day.
Cold. You look fine. There's plenty going on there. We got the pants here. I don't know. They sent me a pair. They said, would you like to wear a pair? What, round my leg? They'll go round the top of one leg. These boys' pants.
They fit very well.
I bet they're snug. Are they budgie snugglers, or they give you a bit of snuggling?
I mean, they give you enough room.
Okay. Do the legs, does the elasticity stay firm?
It does.
I'm wearing some at the moment. There you go, Kevin's going to put some on in a minute. Yes! That's how my man done wearing. That's good, it's like a beret. You designed them?
Yes.
OK. Did Victoria help?
Before H&M got involved, I showed her the design.
I bet you did. I bet she had a lovely view.
But apparently I've heard you're wearing something underneath your trousers. That's
Yes,
not
I'm wearing
my pants.
underwear.
I've heard it's a certain kind of underwear, though.
Well, listen, I'm only showing if you show us yours.
You've just seen mine.
Just a quick flash of it. I'll tell you what, you flash one cheek, I'll flash one cheek. They can see who's wearing the best underwear. That's a good commercial. That's a good commercial for your brand right there.
You know, I would, but my zip is stuck. I'm sorry.
I'll pull them down for you. Won't be the first time.
No, I think you should show everyone.
I'm going to show you a piece.
I think you should.
No. I'm not going to show you because if David showed you, but I'm going to show David because I thought, OK, if we're going to show underwear...
No, turn around. Turn around. No.
We're going to show underwear. Grab hold of that there, right? I'll show you this. Look at this. Look at that.
Not bad, actually. What's that bomb, what? No, you've got to show everyone.
I love the fact he moved in for a closer look. He went like that.
I was being polite.
Well, you know what? Neither of us expected the evening to end quite that way.
No. Oh, my God.
OK, ladies and gentlemen, we're kind of running out of time here and we've got some great music for you, so will you join me in saying thank you to the charming and the lovely Mr. David Beckham, ladies and gentlemen. Great to see you again. Thank you. David Beckham. I won't stand because they're all there. David Beckham. Thanks to all my guests tonight. Of course, we had Kevin Bridges, was fabulous, Jessie J and David Beckham, of course. Next week on the show, my guest will be Denzel Washington, Keira Knightley will be here, and Mr. Tom Hardy, and we have music from the legendary Dionne Warwick. But now, performing a #1 single, and it did get to #1, Domino, it is the brilliant Jessie J.
I'm feeling sexy and free, like a little raining on me. You're like a shot of pure gold. I think I'm about to explode you. I can taste the tension like a cloud of smoke in the air. Now I'm breathing We can do this all night. Tell us love is skin tight, baby. Come on, woman like a bass drum, sparking up a rhythm, baby. Come on, rock my world until the sunlight. Make this dream the best I've ever known. Lady dancing in the moonlight, take me down like I'm a diamond. Oh baby, baby, got me feeling so right. Oh baby, baby, dancing in the moonlight. Oh baby, baby, oh baby, baby, oh baby. Rock my world until the sunlight. Make this dream the best I've ever known. Lady dancing in the moonlight, take me down like I'm a diamond. Every second is a highlight. Where we touch, don't ever let me go. Lady dancing in the moonlight, take me down like I'm a domino. Domino. Domino.
The fabulous Jessie J